Yeah, it's your boy Fist in his house, bringing another great edition of Black Ops 2 from you, because that's what I do. Ground War, kill confirmed, post-Christmas. It's almost the end of the year. Here's special Jimmy John deliveries. There you go, have some from me. Drop shot, special Jimmy John's. I don't know, I didn't have Jimmy John's, but I don't know, I had Japanese after Christmas. You know how after Christmas, it's like a tradition. I don't know, people go get Chinese. It's like you want the totally opposite meal from the ham, the turkey, the blah blah blah. You know, we did have sweet potato, and it was like sugar sweet potato. It was really crusty, sugary. I've never had it before. It was pretty good though. Anyways, as you know, we had some special guests. Had Apocalypse on my channel, the British dude from the UK with his great sounding voice. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, to me, I love guys who could tell great stories, and you could just stick around and listen to their stories, and it's been great. If you've been following me on Twitter, we've been battling it out on Twitter. It's always a nice place to get the truth. You know, sometimes people don't really care to come to the channel, just want to be entertained and watch great gameplay. And let's talk about Call of Duty. That's why we're here, right? So anyways, I'm using the MSMC silenced and the laser sight, and I have the regular kits on here. I think I have lightweight, hardline, toughness, and extreme conditioning. Yes, I mean, I change it up a lot. Been running into, I mean, the Christmas Noobs came out in force. Don't get me wrong, you've seen the message that Treyarch put out, please be kind to the noobs. And then it was like the day after Christmas last year this time, I looked at the thing and I was like 1.25 million on, and then I think the max that was up to was like 400,000, 500,000. I'm not really too sure. Then again, that could have changed, because in the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been playing really late. And I think it's because, you know, everybody's out of school and everybody's staying up later and, you know, go to bed. And so by the time that I wake up and I get on and do my run, I'm running now. So it's like, by the time I get on, it's like 10 o'clock at night. And usually when I play, I get on in the morning. So I'm playing a whole different skill set of people. When you play people from certain time at night until wee hours in the morning, we're talking about people that are hardcore players. I mean, they are out to whip your ass every single game. They see fisticuffs, they want to battle you. And so that's why I've been experimenting with these. If you went back and looked at my earlier videos, I'm going to do another setup video, because this stuff has changed. And I am on my way to my 10th prestige. So this has a lot of variables. Are you prestiging? Are you unlocking certain permanent things? What type of setups have you made? What permanent setups have you set up for different types of game types? And that's why I brought up this specific type of game type. I think this one had engineer on it. I'm not sure. Because, you know, the maps, depending on the map size. And the reason I'm using some of these different setups is because you run up against certain different types of people that are coming at you at certain types of levels. Obviously, I haven't changed the gun. Once I go back to the morning, and maybe it'll become a lot easier. But as of right now, I didn't see any Christmas noobs. You know, I looked on the thing, and I'm like, I looked on the, you know, population list, or, you know, in the corner where it tells you how many people are on, and I was thinking maybe it's because there's not that many people on, is because of or they didn't get it for Christmas. It's because, for one, I think a lot of more people, parents and family members, don't want to subject their young adults and teens to gun violence. I mean, obviously we had this tragedy in whatever place out there in Connecticut where a bunch of kids were killed. So I think that has a lot to do with it, and there's just been this huge undertone about weapons and pointing fingers at Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty as to why kids are, you know, lashing out, and it keeps people in deep depression, and, you know, and they just don't know how to deal with it. And I don't know, I don't see video games as as that, but it's kind of sad to me, because I mean I would like to have more people in the playlist, and there really isn't as much, so you wind up, I mean, I've never seen this before, but you start seeing the same players in certain playlists, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a bummer. And I don't want to say COD is like dying, because it obviously, if it sells $1 billion in a couple days, I just don't believe that. You know, because I mean, who are you selling to if you're making $1 billion and sell? You got to sell it to somebody. I mean, it's not in zombies. I checked. I played zombies over the weekend. I mean, the playlist had 50,000 in it, so it wasn't really that big either. So I'm like, I'm kind of baffled. We're like, where are the people at? So I think more or less, you know, it's, you know, there's 24 hours in a day, and not everybody's on at the same time. It's not like before when you had like 1.2 million and people were constantly playing and they were involved in it. So, you know, you don't get the same type of repetitions over the number of people that you're playing, which is all good. Listen, I'm good by it. It's still a great thing, great game. I think that what's going to happen is that the new Xbox, the new PlayStation is going to come out, and they're going to have new set of designs or hardware that'll let them do better engines, like Unreal 4 engine for the new Call of Duty, which I mean, I would be happy with that. And we have Respawn Entertainment coming out with their game. The only question that I have is how like the government's going to respond to these new games in the upcoming legislation. Are they going to be like turn into jerk-offs and try to stop these games, or what's going to happen? I don't really know. But I think it's just a big part of our society now. We're social, and you know, to have one or two people go crazy, I don't think it has to do with anything with gaming or anything like that. I mean, you know, I think it has to do with, you know, the parents being there and, you know, giving their kids more love and showing affection and doing more things with their children. That's just my opinion. So, anyways, going back to the other story where we were talking about the different styles of gameplay that I've seen change within the game, is, you know, you have certain types of people that will want to rush you down. And as of this weekend, I played against some great competition. I mean, there's obviously Christmas noobs. They wound up on your team. There's nothing you could do. I think like this game, I was like, wow, why is this game taking so long? It's because your team is not collecting tags. They're not killing nobody, so the game's lasting longer. I probably should have had like 100 kills in this game, but I just couldn't get it going long enough, and it just didn't, you know, I just didn't get enough help, you know, like they didn't. The noobs won't move. That's the problem you have with Christmas noobs. They won't move, or they won't understand the flow of the game because they're new. So that's why they're called noobs. But you just have to deal with it, and that's just part of, you know, hopefully they'll stick around and won't get beat up too bad. You know what I mean? Like Treyarch's like, don't beat up the noobs, but we do. But you get this new set of people. I played the other day. I'm starting to see like a pattern of people that are rushing down with smaller loadouts. So they're rushing you down with smaller loadouts, and if somebody's a good player and they're shooting at you, this is the best part of this comm that I want to tell you about, is that if you're playing against good players and they're constantly rushing you down, they're going to have smaller streaks. The smaller the streaks you are, the smaller streaks that you have, and you're playing against better players, you will win the game. That's what's going on right now in Call of Duty. So if you go into the game with V-Stat, Dogs, and Swarm, and you're going up against a better team or a group of guys that rush better or harder than you, you're never going to reach those. They're going to reach the smaller streaks, and then they're going to accumulate and build onto the next streaks. So therefore, you're going to have trouble beating them. And I learned that yesterday. I had a guy post a video about it. I'll try to find it and leave in the link to this description below, but he was like, yo, Fist is a real gladiator. Went up against a group of guys. The guy was named Black Glove, and This Is Not Chris Smooth, and some other dudes. And, you know, and I took a beating and lost, and I was like, look, I had to change my streaks, went down, and I came back and won that game. I mean, the next game over. So If you want to see that little setup, that was a good series. I play a lot of great people. They were on like Twitter. Yeah, they were like, yeah, man, good game, and you know, had a lot of ass beatings, had a lot of adjustments, and came back. See, that's what I learned from like you know, Street Fighter players, their terminology, and Mortal Kombat players. They're like, oh, they downloaded your style, dissected it, and came back and adjusted. And that's awesome. You should be able to do that in Call of Duty too. That's why you shouldn't leave the game. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this hope you had happy holidays. Until next time, it's your boy Fizz. Peace. I'm out.